Hey, Bougie Gang, what's going on, guys? I know you guys didn't think I forgot about you, did you? I know you didn't think that. You knew I was coming. You know I was coming, and I knew I was coming, okay? Hi, guys. What's up? Did you guys have a nice Sunday? Uh we went to the mall. We went out to dinner. We just got home not too long ago, and it was very nice. I enjoyed my day. Let me sneeze. Soon after I got offline, thank you, whoever said God bless you. Soon after I got offline, okay, and some manicure hands to you guys. Let me drop you some manicure hands. Let me drop you some bingos. Let me drop you some Sundays since we didn't do I guess this is kind of Sunday lip service. Um and we gonna drop some Shirley Strawberries. We gonna drop some allegedlys. We definitely gonna drop some nasty work. Get your popcorn. Okay. And I'm gonna drop you guys some I love you so much. Okay. How about that? Hi Leandra. Hey boo. Hey boo. How are you doing? Okay, did I do butterfly, DMV, Nesto's new Bobo shoes? Okay, he got them Bobos. Um, Gangstars, okay. Got here 1, 2, 3 first, period. Shalon, I see you. Integrity Matters, Auntie, Gigi, Sagittarius, Leandra, Tori, Soul Power, Blue Sapphire, Destin. Is it Destin? Destined to be? Destined to be. Okay, Black Swan. Thessie, I see you. Shalon, Jammin, PW, Mimi, what's going on? Nasty's Handy Girl. Okay, everybody who's here. If I missed you, CW, I see you. Dion, Salt Bay, KNB Mom, Snoop Alicious, Tori, what's going on? Did I say hi to everybody? If I missed you, just know it's blame it on my glasses, okay? All right. Hi Renee. I saw you. I see you. I see you. Okay, let's get into it because we don't want to be here all night. And then guess what? We are caught up. We got caught up on a whole trial in 2 days. Look at us. Okay. Won't he do it? Hold on a second. Where am I? Girl, it's Sunday. So in honor of Sunday, won't he do it? We got caught up in no time. You know why? Because it was meant to be. Girl. Look at somebody and tell them to believe I will. Anybody got a praise left? Go ahead, we got to get some justice for little Shakoria Turner because there's some foolishness going on in that courthouse on that defense team, and we're sending Charmaine Turner lots of love and support from the Bougie Gang chat, and the justice will prevail in the name of little baby Shakoria. Okay. God's been too good to me. Believe I shout. Believe I shout. Believe I shout. And Shawn Hoover, shame on you. Okay. Doing the absolute most over there for no reason. If you had some evidence, you wouldn't be so hey. Get you some good evidence. We're here for justice on a Sunday night, okay? Period. Okay, we having a good night service. Yes. It's time. Okay. It's time. As you guys know, Julian's co-defendant, yeah, he went ahead and took 40 to serve 20. I guess his lawyer said, are we gonna really you want to spend the next 2 weeks getting dragged, or do you want to go ahead and get the first deal? Okay. So he had a non-negotiated. Why didn't I pull this up before we started? His deal was non-negotiated. You guys want me to pull it up before we start? Okay, hold on. I'm gonna probably take that as a yes. Let me see. McKinney. His name is Jerron McKinney. And he did not have a deal. He made his own deal. McKinney. Here we go. I'm trying to figure out, did I buy this already? His deal. Oh. Let's see. Even though he did just get 20 years, he still has another charge. He was over there rioting in the jail. He was one of those getting into a fight at Rice Street, assuming. Let's see. Oh, maybe I can just see this. Let's see. Probate. Okay. Maybe I don't have to download all of this. So it says, let me show you. This is Jerron McKinney. Okay. Jerron McKinney. Georgia Department of Corrections, maximum term 20 years, all counts may be concurrent with count 11. So aggravated assault with a deadly weapon, probation 20 years probation. Count 14, probation, consecutive to count 11, and consecutive to count 13. Possession of a firearm, commission of an attempt to commit certain felony, confinement 5 years. That's count 15. Count 16 is the one that he's getting, possession of a firearm by a convicted felon, 10 years. Let's see. So 10, 5. Oh, okay. Then this is the 20. Where's the confinement? Probation. Confinement. These are 18, 22. So, okay. So these are 13, 14, 15, and 16. And then this is 18, 22, 21, 17, 19, 20, 11, and 12 confinement. And the confinement is 20 years with 20 years probation, y'all. So 40 years to serve 20. That's what Julian's co-defendant got. Okay. That's what he got. He doesn't even have murder on his jacket. Okay. They're giving Julian murder. All right, let's get into it, y'all. We should be able to get through this tonight because there's also like about another 30 or 40-minute break in here. Plus, I'm getting ready to put it on 1.25, so we're not going to be playing. When does this stop? Yeah. I mean, if we get tired, then we know how to turn it off and come back tomorrow.
Of exhibit number.
Okay, hold on. Let's go ahead and get this thing started, and I'm gonna put it on 1.2. It's already on 1.20. All right. We're back here with Detective Shepard. If you don't know, you might want to go to the beginning. I did create a playlist. I'll drop the playlist and pin it up top. It's not too late because the trial is still going on. They're on day 4 tomorrow, but we sort of very cute, very bougie gang binge watched. We binge watched this in our own very cute, doable way without being tired and being on here 24/7. Okay. Girl, we binge watch this so cute and so discreet. You're gonna be like, what? How'd y'all do that so fast over the weekend? And we did. Okay. And we did that. So get with the playlist. It's very doable. If you want to get caught up, okay? That's the playlist right there. And let's get into it. So tomorrow, guess what we are? On time. We are on time and current. Okay? Boom.
I'm part
All
of
right,
the
guys.
a small group of cold case complex. Within that cold case complex, we have Julian Shepherd. It's Jar.
Bougie gang cute. Okay. It was a bougie binge. Okay. What's wrong with the sound, y'all? Detective Shepard, come on.
So currently within the homicide unit, I'm part.
So everything we watched earlier, you guys, when we saw Detective Shepard and they were talking about the video and everything, keep in mind what we saw earlier today with Detective Shepard, and he was being questioned by both sides. That was a proffer. They were doing kind of a little bit of a hearing because Hoover had his boxers in a wad because he feels like he wants to just rule out that there was no manipulation that will be adverse to his client. So yes, he was doing his job and that's fine. That's what he's supposed to do. But he took up the whole morning session trying to clear something that should have been cleared in pretrial. This is something that should have been cleared before the jury even got sworn in the that's what pretrial's for. But he waited for during the trial to handle business that pretrial is for. So he's ridiculous. Okay? Anyway, all right.
Part of the a small group of cold case complex. Within that cold case complex, we work cold cases, of course, and more complex cases that come up in the city, and also train the new detectives.
And how many homicides have you covered over the course of your career?
Since I've been in homicide, close to 500.
And how do you become, what is a lead detective?
So a lead detective is what we call a primary detective. That detective takes charges of the case and works the case from the beginning to the end.
And what does that entail, being the primary detective? As far as your duties are, you said you lead it from the beginning. What does that mean?
So that starts with the preliminary investigation from the crime scene. Over the course of the investigation, talking to witnesses, collecting evidence, and of course, if you're able to come up with probable cause to bring it forth for a judge.
And how many homicide detectives?
Will you just lean into the microphone? They're having trouble hearing you on this.
Yes, ma'am.
You need her to re-ask the last question? Yes. Okay, I'm sorry. What was it?
Yeah, I believe it was how many homicide detectives are there in the
It's close to anywhere between 18 to 20, and that number usually fluctuates between 2 or 3.
And how is it decided who will be the primary detective out of those 18 to 20?
So we have what we call a homicide rotation.
And how does that work?
So let's just say 1 through 18. If you're number 1, then you're up on call until a homicide comes up in the city. Once that homicide comes up in the city, if it's not too complex in nature, it'll go to that first detective, and then that detective will rotate to the bottom, and it just rotates that way.
And is there a particular zone that you cover as a homicide detective, or it's all of city of Atlanta?
It's the entire city of Atlanta.
And were you holding the same position on July 4th of 2020?
Yes.
And were you up on the rotation?
Yes, I was. I was actually off that day, and I got the call.
And what was the call that you received?
I got a call that there was an 8-year-old shot in the area of the Wendy's, 125 University.
And what did you do upon receiving that call?
At that moment, I collect all the information I can, all the preliminary information. This particular address was in what we was calling the autonomous zone because of the protest. I was also advised that location was not safe to go, so I had to go to a different location where we were what we call staging.
And what was that location that you had to go to?
That was University Metropolitan.
How far away from University and Fire was that location?
I'd say about a half a mile, maybe less.
And how long, at the time when you were responding, first of all, what was the time did you receive that call?
I believe it was 10:20 p.m.
Did you know the name of your victim at that time?
Not at that exact time, but I knew it was an 8-year-old child.
And you said you were at Metropolitan and University. How long did you remain in that area?
So we had the stage in that area where we had to request what we call our TFOs. That's our tactical field officers to come in that area and secure the actual crime scene. So I stayed there till about 12:30, between 12:30 and 1 o'clock. So it took them maybe 2 hours for it to get safe.
2 hours from the time that you got the call, you had to wait until a tactical team kind of finished doing what they needed to do to secure the area before you could go to University and fight.
Correct.
Do you know what's going on over there at that crime scene during those 2 hours?
Yeah, so like I said, that area it's called a autonomous zone. Back in May, we had the George Floyd riots, which affected the city of Atlanta. After that, we had a couple of incidents involving law enforcement and the civilians. And this particular one was Rayshard Brooks at the Wendy's. And of course, riots followed that with the Wendy's burning down.
And in that particular area, had there been any shootings prior to this July 4th date after the death of Rayshard Brooks?
Yes, there were multiple shootings in this area before my homicide occurred.
So was there a concern for you guys' safety?
Absolutely.
And you said there was a lot of riots in there. Kind of describe what a riot is to you.
So it's basically civil unrest, and that can be at the heels of anything that happens with the government, where you have a group that either starts to destroy property. In this particular incident, Rayshard Brooks was involved in Austin-involved shooting where he was killed. In return, as a result of that, they burned down the Wendy's and then pretty much occupied that area.
Were police, to your knowledge, were police going into that area of University and prior after the death of Rayshard Brooks?
To my knowledge, yes.
Did you ever have to go there prior to July, between June 2nd, 2020 and July 4th, 2020?
No, the only time I would have to go over there, of course, if there's a homicide. And when I had my homicide, that's why I had to go.
And you said this was around 12:30 a.m.
Correct.
We've now moved over to July 5th at this point.
Yes, ma'am.
And when you get over to University and prior, what do you observe?
So there were cones and barricades. There were police officers, of course, standing by, restricting all traffic, pedestrian and vehicle. There was a group of tents where the more hardcore protesters were also still occupying in the parking lot of the Wendy's. And so there were several individuals, even at that point, were still trying to sweep and clean up the area. We had to give orders to stop at that point.
Why
for
did you
them.
give orders to stop?
They were compromising the crime scene.
What does that mean?
So they started moving things. It appears that they were trying to sweep everything away from the Wendy's area, everything away towards outside of the street. And by the time we got there, they were still trying to sweep like shell casings and things of that nature.
So do you know the evidence, was there evidence on that scene?
Yes.
Do you know if that's where that evidence landed or was at the time right after the shooting occurred?
No, after the shooting occurred, the evidence in particular was definitely moved from the location where it was the original shooting happened.
And you indicated that there were barricades that you saw when you arrived in Combs. What was the locations of those barricades?
So you had a portion of the barricades, let's just say the west side barricade, that blocked off one portion of the street. You go down about 60 to 80 yards, and let's call that the east side of the barricades. There was another set of barricades that blocked that street off.
Do you know where those barricades came from?
Yes, I believe they came from when the Wendy's was burnt down. Those barricades were put up around the Wendy's to keep pedestrians and people from entering that area. I believe they utilized those cones that was left over from that.
Is it speculation?
No, ma'am. No, ma'am. That's the barricades were definitely left out there by the city to block off their Wendy's.
Okay, overruled.
And when you said they were left out there, kind of where? Let me show you what's already been marked in the state that it is 38.
Is it up?
And 30A, do you recognize that? Is that the area you've been talking about?
Yes, ma'am.
Originally, when the barricades were put out in front of the Wendy's when it burned down, where were those barricades at?
So the barricades were in this area here. Do I need to get up and point here? Or?
Actually, it's a little. It's about
Oh, okay. So the barricades were placed around this Wendy's parking lot to keep pedestrians and things to get out because the Wendy's had been burned down. It wasn't a safe area to go into.
those businesses that's depicted in States Exhibit 30A. What's the distance between them? Does it look like it does in States Exhibit 30A?
No, it's actually a lot closer than that. I would say 15 to 20 yards, maybe go close to each other, especially the package store, the BP, the Wendy's, of course, is right next door.
That's, I don't know what I'm seeing there. Is that close or further away?
I would say probably from here to the door.
Did anyone else respond to that area? Around?
Yes, we have our crime scene take units respond. Of course, we had to have our tactical units respond and secure the area.
And what happened when the crime scene arrived?
So once crime scene arrives on the scene, me being the lead detective, I walk with the crime scene techs and try to identify as much evidence as I can. Once we identify it, we start to mark it.
Do you do anything else besides mark?
Yeah, usually there's another detective available, and I ask them to do what we call a crime scene sketch.
So marking, crime scene sketch. Anything else that you do?
Photographs, and of course, we collect the evidence.
And I'm gonna show you what's marked in States Exhibit 34. And if you could, I think it's a little erase sketch, please. Is that, in States Exhibit 34, is that how the scene appeared when you arrived?
Yes, that is correct.
And where are those barricades and cones that you talked about previously?
They're on the side where the Wendy's parking lot is.
Were they on the side when y'all arrived?
By the time we got there, they was already pushed back to that side so we can clear the street and make way for the crime scene.
And then States Exhibit 38. And I'm sorry, what vantage point are we looking at in States Exhibit 34?
So this facing East on University. So if you do an overall look, you have 75 to the back and you're going forward on University.
And then States Exhibit number 38.
And that'll be facing west on University going towards Interstate 75.
And then I'm going to show you States Exhibit number 42. Can you tell us what we're looking at in States Exhibit 42?
Yes, you see the placards are on the street. Those placards are marking evidence.
How many placards are on there? And if you can touch the screen again and circle everywhere you see the placard.
On this picture, that's what I can see so far.
And do you see a placard that's numbered?
Yes, the placard closest on the screen is placard 11.
Can you see the numbers on any of the other placards?
Well, the picture is kind of blurry, so I can't see the numbers, but I definitely see the placards.
And I'm going to show you what the marker States Exhibit 57 and 57. Okay.
Yes.
Do you recognize States 57 and 57?
Yes, these are the vantage points we just looked at. Exhibit 57 is the eastbound lane, and exhibit 57A is going west, and that's going towards the interstate.
So when you say the westbound lane, what side of the road would the Wendy's be on?
So we're facing 75, it'll be on the right side.
And what side would come in the other way? Which side of the building?
The left side.
And do those states 57 and 57A, do they accurately and fairly depict that area that we've just been talking about?
Yes.
Is there any difference between what's in states 57 and 57A and what we saw in states 34 and 38?
No.
Is it a different time of day when those were taken?
Yeah, this is during the daytime and the other pictures at nighttime.
Did you, as part of your investigation, did you go back out to the scene in the daytime?
Yes, I did.
What was the purpose? Why did you go back out during the day?
So of course,
I'm sorry, Your Honor, that's states 57 and 57A.
Any objection to those two?
No, I haven't seen you.
Okay.
I thought I did move to the defense before I started.
Okay.
No objection, Your Honor.
Okay, they're admitted. You can publish.
Thank you. And 57A, is this the westbound or eastbound visual that we have?
that's going to be facing eastbound.
And then 57A,
It's going to be facing westbound.
and you indicate that you put placards out in that area at that time. What was those placards?
It just notate the evidence that was found at the time it was found and documented.
And what evidence was found in this area?
We have ballistics, spent shell casings.
Spent shell cases, anything else?
We had spent shell casings and a couple of live casings.
Do you recall how many spent shell casings that were recovered?
Yes, there were 7 5.56 spent shell cases and 1 2.23.
And you said live rounds. What type of live, how many live rounds? were there?
I believe it was 3.
And do you recall the caliber of those live rounds?
They were the same caliber.
What, and did you learn where the shooting had occurred in the course of your investigation?
Yes, in the course of my investigation, I was able to determine where the shooting occurred.
And is that depicted in State's Exhibit 57A?
Yes,
If you could please circle that area where that occurred.
actually got to go back to the other side. Yeah, so it's going to be the shooting occurred in this area here, and it looked probably a little bit further back, but it occurred in this lane there.
And where were those casings that you indicated were located at the time that you came in?
On this side of the street.
The second circle is where the casings were.
Yes, ma'am. I'm sorry.
That's okay.
And I think there were a couple of other, were there other markers in I think it was State's Exhibit 40, I can't remember, that indicated where some evidence was located?
Yes, you had some evidence across the street, also in this area, and of course over here in this area.
Was there anything in that yellow line at all that was recovered?
Yes, I believe marker 11 was over here in the yellow line. And this, my direction's a little backwards. This is a little closer up, but this is the viewpoint. If you're sitting in this lane, this is what you're looking at.
Oh, yeah, did you?
Yes.
If, can you kind of describe what the street over there, university that we're looking at right now? When I say that, is it flat area, is it hilly area, is it incline or decline?
No, so in this particular area, there's a decline. Pretty much it's a slight hill going down.
And could that affect, let me ask you this. Are you familiar with how shell casings would eject?
Yes, yes.
And can you tell us how that occurred?
So the shell casing ejects from the right side of the gun, and it's a radius of usually about 13 feet. And of course, other things play into where the shell casing lands, like objects that it hit. Of course, inclines the street and everything, so it's not going to land in the exact space, but that's usually the radius that it will eject.
Because if the street is on a decline, will gravity affect where the shell casing is?
Absolutely.
What's going to happen?
So in this particular area, if a shell casing is ejected, naturally it's going to roll down the hill because of the gravity and the incline.
And to your knowledge, those 2 hours before you got there, I know you said people were sweeping stuff and moving stuff. Is that going to affect where the shell casings originally landed when they were fired?
Yes.
What about, was there any traffic in that area prior to you arriving?
Yes, there was a lot of foot traffic and vehicle traffic.
Is that going to affect where those shell casings would be?
Yes.
So we don't know where you found him, does not mean that that's where the person was standing when they fired the weapon.
Correct.
And you said it was 5.56 and 2.23. You have experience with weapons
Yes, I have a little bit of experience.
as a law enforcement officer?
Yes, ma'am.
And are you familiar with what type of weapon would be able to fire a 5.56 and a 2.23?
Yes, an AR-15 rifle, assault rifle.
Objection, Your Honor, may we approach?
Yes.
Here we go. They gonna stop and interrupt every single time. Hey Mocha, I see you. Hey one Jennifer. Shay B, what's going on? Twin girl mama. Anybody who's here, if you have not tapped in, make sure to tap in. Amazing Grace, I see you. Perhaps if this renter from takeover. Yeah, I think it was too late. I think by the time it was taken over, it was, it was a takeover. So all right, we're gonna take our time. Sir looks nervous as he should be.
Being demonstrated or shown in front of the jury. I would object to this firearm or being demonstrated or shown in front of the jury. There's no firearm that's associated with this case.
What's the purpose of the?
With monster. And what is in state 60 in?
This is an AR-15 assault rifle.
And just for the jury's sake,
Pick it up.
say, is it locked?
Yes, it is safe.
And is that the type of weapon that would have been able to fire those 5.56 and 2.23?
Yes.
And is there a strap on state exhibit 60M?
Yes, it is.
Is that the firearm that you recovered as being the murder weapon in this case?
Don't forget,
It's just an example of what that looks like.
gym closed and tennis practice closed. Here, get your head back, honey. I'm just reminding you, baby. That's so we're good in the morning, okay, babe? Okay, babe. They took the gun out because he's just demonstrating. He's a police detective. He's showing them. They're talking about a particular type of gun, so he's showing them what it looks like.
What's the cause of this?
It was something that was used
Now,
in the
While
situation.
you were out there at the scene, that night, did you do anything else besides mark the showcases and the police and photographs of it and responses? Anything else?
Yes. So while on the crime scene, we always, and of course, in the attempt to some type of canvas, that's where we walk around trying to find witnesses. At that time of the hour, the business was closed, but the witnesses that were still left at the crime scene, there was like zero cooperation from them.
Okay.
How long did you stay on that scene?
I believe I left around 6 o'clock in the morning.
Had you learned about the location of the victim that had been shot at that location?
Yes, she was at Atlanta Medical Center.
Did you go out to Atlanta Medical Center?
Not that at that time, no, man. I was on the crime scene.
Were you still on duty on the front while the victim was at Atlanta Medical Center?
Correct.
Do you stop receiving calls when you're on the scene?
No, we get calls all the time.
Did you get another call while you were on that scene?
As far as shootings, yes, that particular night, I think we had 25 people shot. On our crime scene, of course, we had a mass shooting at Edgewood.
I'll be asking about his involvement in that as part of this investigation.
So while we were on that scene, we had 16 people shot on Edgewood, and at that time, 2 deceased.
And is that Edgewood and what?
Edgewood, like Auburn in that area, it's like a entertainment district in downtown.
Is that zone 6?
Zone 6 and Zone 5, it borders each other.
Wow, did you hear him say 25 shootings that night?
Did you become involved in that shooting at Edgewood?
I do.
How did you become involved in that shooting?
I was asked to assist the investigator go over video.
And while you were going over that video, did you find anything in connection to the case that you were the primary detective on University of Christ?
Yes, I saw my suspect from my scene on video in that crime scene.
And what was that individual wearing? We'll get to that. Detective Shepard, as part of your job duties, do you go and do autopsy observation when you were investigating homicide?
Yes.
Why do you do that?
We like to go to the autopsies. We like to understand, of course, what caused the death, what type of injuries, and the path of the injuries and things like that.
At this point, did you know the name of your victim?
Yes.
And what was her name?
8-year-old Secoriea Turner.
Did you attend the autopsy of Secoriea Turner as part of your investigation?
No, I couldn't go to this autopsy.
Why not?
I didn't want to see a child in that state.
Did you learn the results of that autopsy?
I did.
And did you learn what was the cause of death?
Gunshot wound to the back.
And did you learn whether or not any physical or ballistic evidence was retrieved during that autopsy?
Yes, they was able to pull a projectile out of her back.
And what was that caliber of that projectile?
5.56.
Is that similar to the 5.56 shell casings that you found in the scene of the shooting?
Correct.
And was that projectile similar to being fired from the AR that the state showed in the 60s?
Correct.
At any point in time, did you have an opportunity to speak with the parents of Secoriea Turner?
Yes, I interviewed the parents.
Tell me about that.
So I tried to give the parents, there's no time frame you can give a grieving parent, and it's really hard to tough that first initial interview to interview them and get what I need. So, but I still needed to make contact. I got a preliminary statement from her, what she remembered and what she saw that night, her and her companion at that time.
And when you say her companion, who was that?
It's Omar Ivory.
And what did you learn from Miss Turner and Mr. Ivory about what occurred that night?
So they were at some relatives' house, friends, enjoying the 4th of July festivities. They were going to go to the liquor store. The only reason why Secoriea was in the vehicle because she wanted to go over to her cousin's house and play. They were en route to the liquor store when they drove up on the barricades.
Were they able to tell you whether or not they made it to the liquor store?
No, they were not able to make it to the liquor store.
And I'm going to show you what states. And why didn't they go to the liquor store?
The barricade is right up on the liquor store, and they just drove up on the barricade. And of course, when they tried to drive around it, that's when the shooting occurred.
Did they make any statements in regards to whether or not the liquor store was open or closed?
I'm not.
States Exhibit 31.
So the liquor store is boarded up because of the riots that we talked about earlier from the Rayshard Brooks. So of course, when you're driving up on it, it immediately looks like it's closed.
Were they able to give you any description of the individuals that they saw at the barricade as they drove past that liquor store?
And so she told me she specifically said it was a male dressed in black, like a bounty hunter. He described a male wearing a white shirt. She also gave me a description of a light-skinned male with like dreads or some type of twist. And this is as she's passing the barricade, this is what she's photographing in her mind as she's going by.
As they are passing the barricade, do you know what is going on the outside of that vehicle?
So on the outside of the vehicle, of course, you have multiple armed individuals with long rifles and pistols guarding the barricade and redirecting traffic as it comes to the barricade.
And what happens with Secoriea Turner, her mom, and Mr. Ivory as they pass through that barricade?
So they drive up to the barricade, they drive around it. As they drive around it, my suspect, along with several other individuals, my suspect specifically raises his rifle and walks towards the vehicle. And as they
Maybe approach.
to me,
What Charmaine,
firm summation, he had
what type of, at some point in time, Omar,
her. Of course, she looks up in the back seat and she can see two individuals. As they drive around it, my suspect, along with several other individuals, my suspect specifically raises his rifle and walks towards the vehicle. And as they
maybe approach.
If you haven't been watching, just get ready because Hoover and his folks over there at the defense table are putting on a show, and they are going to object on everything for nothing. Now they don't have the sound on.
That person to do.
They had no idea who that person was.
So were they able to tell you what that person was doing?
Yes.
And what did that person do?
He shot into the vehicle multiple times for no reason.
And did they tell you what was going on inside that car as those shots started to come into the vehicle?
Yeah, so as soon as the shots started coming in, of course, it's like a sensory overload. They didn't realize what was going on. She heard Secoriea in the back seat jumping around, I guess trying to dodge the debris and the bullets that was coming in. She heard Secoriea scream, say, "Mama." At that point, she's halfway in the back seat trying to jump back there with her. Of course, she looks up in the back seat and she can see two individuals fire 2 more times.
Did you receive anything from Ms. Turner at that time in the conversation?
Not Ms. Turner, no. I didn't receive anything, just the information statement that she provided. She said that Omar, her companion at that time, may have had some information.
Did you ever receive identifying information about the victim's support?
Yes, she provided me a photo. Always, when I speak with the families, I ask for a photo. And the purpose of that is, of course, when I do my police bulletins.
Can I see?
Tony was the Marcus States Exhibit 122. Recognize that?
Yes, the bulletin I created from the photograph that Tremaine gave to me.
Is that a fair and accurate?
Yes.
Has there been any information with that no longer?
No.
Maybe that States Exhibit 122. 122. 2.
No objection, Your Honor.
And what was the purpose of this photo?
When we do bolos, of course, we're going to release it two places with the media. And then that's what I use when I go out and do my canvases to pass out and try to solicit information.
And you indicated that at some point in time, Omar had information.
Correct.
And what type of information was he able to provide?
Just information, second and third, fourth hand information. He had a poster of a social media post that was given to him with some individuals dressed in all black, already circled, saying these are the suspects. He could not confirm that these are the suspects, but he just wanted to pass that information along to me.
Was Charmaine and Omar attempting to help you find the person that had shot and killed Secoriea?
Yes, they were.
From that night, did you go back and listen to or look at anything else in regards to Charmaine and Omar, indication about the facts and what they did during the time and the moments in which Secoriea had been shot?
So, of course, the information they gave me, of course, when I get information from any witness, I like to corroborate it with other evidence. In this case, it's going to be video evidence that I collected.
And you said something about social media coming through and you receiving information in regards to this case. You said social media, anything else?
When the picture in my bulletin went public with the news, we were flooded with tips and social media posts. And my city cell phone number, I put on all my bulletins because I want the information firsthand. And I was constantly getting information from social media and, of course, through our Crime Stoppers.
Was there, at some point you said earlier on when you were out there doing canvas, nobody was talking to you, couldn't get any information. But once the bulletin came out, you started getting tips and information.
Yeah, so the thing about it, even when I went back to my follow-up canvas, It was zero on record in-person cooperation. Nobody was cooperating. However, I did get a lot of information through anonymous tips and things of that nature because nobody wanted to go on record at all because during that time frame and with it being so volatile with police, nobody wanted to cooperate.
Was there, due to the non-cooperation,
Okay, if you weren't here earlier, keep in mind there's a third and a fourth shoot. They don't even know who these people are. There's a third person definitely in the videos. They've still not been able to identify this person after 5 years. There was a fourth person too. But there's no statute of limitations on murder. These people would obviously be co-defendants or could be charged. There's no statute of limitations, so they could be brought to justice whenever. But at the end of the day, these guys have not turned over who those other people are in the video who were shooting. So, I'm assuming there's reason to believe why Julian shot his gun. Clearly they in the video you can see his muzzle fire of his gun. But yeah, nobody was gonna say anything. These people were out shooting, killing, all of that. Nobody in the vicinity was gonna say anything outside of an anonymous tip.
their reward on who it was?
Yes, the reward started climbing on this particular bulletin. It says 20,000, but you combine that with private donations and things like that, I believe it got up to 50.
And sometimes when there's a reward, does that incentivize people to want to come forward and be a witness?
Absolutely.
Do you know Ms. Sharika Williams?
Yes.
And did she at some point contact you and come forward?
So I was out on the canvas the following same day on the 5th. I ran into Miss Williams who stated that her sons were shot, and they had firsthand information about what happened and what occurred.
Was Ms. Williams able to tell you where she was located out there on July? First of all, did she tell you where she was on July 4th?
They said that they were inside of the perimeter at some like a tent, and they were cooking out.
I'm gonna pull up Stacy's exhibit number 34. Did she describe what that tent looked like?
It's like the tailgating tents where you put up. It's that type of tent.
Are you able to see that tent that Ms. Williams indicated she was cooking out and barbecuing out there on July 4th?
Yes.
If you could just circle it on Stacy's exhibit 34. And I'm going to show you what's been marked Stacy's exhibit 57B and shown. You recognize Stacy's exhibit number 57B?
Yes.
And what is the victim of Stacy's exhibit 57B?
These are going to be her sons, who she stated was shot and witnessed the incident.
Is that a fair and accurate depiction of them in that area on that night?
Yes.
I'd ask that Stacy, has there been any deletions, additions, manipulation to Stacy's exhibit 57B?
No.
I'd ask Stacy's exhibit 57B.
No objection, Your Honor. Is it good?
Are those the Williams boys?
Yes.
Did you speak to, let me tell you, the conversation with Ms. Williams, did you talk to her sons as well?
Yes, of course, if she's bringing me that kind of information that piqued my interest, I want to speak to her sons immediately. She advised me one of them was a juvenile, so I needed, of course, her consent. So I set up a time that I can meet with all three of them and talk.
And did that conversation and interview lead to anything significant in your investigation of the murder of Secoriea Turner?
No, their statements were greatly exaggerated. In fact, I was able to determine they were not shot. They were really not even injured, and their description of the events did not occur.
And how were you able to determine that?
From reviewing the security video.
Does the name Quentin Davis sound familiar?
Yes.
And did you speak to Quentin Davis in regards to this case?
Yes, this particular individual posted a post on Facebook that he witnessed or he had information that he may have recorded the incident. Of course, that piqued my interest. And I'm not surprised that I'm getting these type of tips because when the case is high, priority and a lot of people's interested in it, and the reward is so high. We get information from everywhere.
I don't believe the witness respond to a question.
I asked if he spoke to him Mr. 20 days and he was explaining how he gets information from people to then talk to.
Yeah, I think it's interesting.
So did, and did you speak with Mr. Davis?
I did, and I was able to determine that his post that he posted was incorrect. He did not witness or see anything.
Did you learn what type of vehicle Charmaine and Omar and Secoriea were traveling in as they went down University and those shots rang out into the car?
Yes, they had a 2016 Jeep Cherokee.
Did you learn where everybody was seated in that car as it passed by that barricade?
Yes.
Where were they seated?
So yeah, Omar was driving, Charmaine was in the front passenger seat, and Secoriea was in the back seat.
In what direction did they indicate they were going?
So they were driving towards east, and that was eastbound away from 75.
And you mentioned something about there were barricades they talked about at the time when they passed by. Did you ever learn where those barricades were located at the time of the shooting?
Yes.
And I'm going to refer you back to State's Exhibit 57. That's State's Exhibit 57. Can you mark on there again where those barricades that you've been speaking about were located on that scene?
Yes, this is going to be the east barricade, which should be roughly here in this area.
And where was the west barricade?
You have to flip to the other picture.
And that's 57. 57.
I got it right. So the east barricade would be roughly in this area.
And are those barricades that Charmaine and Omar encountered as they came up?
Yes,
Were those armed vehicles?
yes.
Were those legal barricades that they're blocking off the road?
So legal in the fact that they were actually made to barricade and block off things, yes, but the barricade and the blocking off the street itself was illegal.
So the people that put those barricades there and those cones in the street had created an illegal point of entry and exit.
Yes, they created a legal makeshift barricade to block off the streets.
And I was asking you about the Jeep. Did you do anything in regards to the Jeep in which they were driving this Secoriea shot?
Yeah, so when they arrived at the hospital, as soon as I got that information, I delegated and asked another detective to respond to the hospital. Also have a crime scene tech and to photograph the vehicle as it is.
I'm going to show you first what's the market State's Exhibit 13. And can you tell us what's in State's Exhibit 13?
We're looking at the driver door. This driver door has a defect to it here.
Were there any more defects in the driver's door?
You have to go further along the vehicle, you'll find more defects.
Can you see that defect here?
Yes.
And State's Exhibit 16. And if you could erase those.
Oh,
And are there any defects in that part of the vehicle?
yes.
And what part of the vehicle is that?
This is gonna be the rear passenger door. This is where Secoriea was sitting.
Is that the passenger door or which side?
I'm sorry, the driver door.
And State's Exhibit 17? what's the detail in State's Exhibit 17?
You have another defect to the rear driver's side panel of the vehicle. So these are defects to the back of the vehicle.
In total, how many defects or how many gunshots did that cause him?
8.
How many shell casings was found on the scene?
8.
How many 5.56 shell casings were found on the scene?
7.
How many 5.56 projectiles were recovered during the investigation of this case?
And 1 that was recovered from Secoriea Turner's back.
Did you do anything else to process this group?
So once we,
I'm sorry, not you particularly, but did you direct or instruct someone to do something?
yes, once the vehicle is processed, it's taken to what we call and secured in our homicide cage. And at that point, we secure search warrants to do further processing of the vehicle.
And what did you request to be processed?
GSR photographs.
And why did you ask for the car to be processed for GSR?
So in the beginning of the investigation, at that point in the investigation, I can't determine who's the primary aggressor. So I have to rule out everything and follow my evidence. So in order to rule that out, I need to make sure nobody inside of that vehicle fired off any kind of guns. So the GSR test will be able to tell me if a gunshot went off inside of that vehicle.
And to your knowledge, what was the results of that GSR testing?
Those negative results. That means no GSR, no gunshot residue was found inside the vehicle.
If a gun is, so you talked about it was fired inside the vehicle, you do GSR to determine if there was gunshots inside that car.
Correct.
Do you do anything else to determine whether or not if there were gunshots outside the car?
Yeah, so even if we have drive-bys all the time, if a hand is outside the window and they're firing, of course, the residue is coming back into the vehicle. So regardless if the gun was outside the vehicle or inside the vehicle, if that explosion from that shell casing or that bullet that's going off, it's gonna leave some type of residue. And there was negative residue.
If somebody's firing from a car inside that car, would you expect to find shell casings?
Yes, shell casings, correct.
Would you expect to maybe find projectiles?
Yes,
Would you expect to maybe find live rounds?
yes,
Would you maybe expect to find a gun?
yes.
To your knowledge, in this case, did you find any of those things inside that Jeep?
Nothing of that nature was inside the Jeep.
Were you able to find, as the gunshots were going inside that car, could you find projectiles in there as a result of it taking on gunfire?
No, was not able to find any projectiles that was from the vehicle being taken on gunfire.
In your experience, is that unusual?
That's not unusual at all.
Why not?
So, of course, when bullets or rounds hit particular objects, they change in direction. The path, the trajectory changes. The bullet itself explodes, and it's no longer a fragment or a projectile. It's basically just fragments instead of a projectile. So it explodes once it hits a hard surface like that.
And if it explodes as it's hitting a hard surface, if it goes into like the seats of the car, would you expect to be able to find that projectile or those fragments?
It'd be basically shrapnel at that point. Once it's going through those hard objects and hitting those soft objects, it'll be shrapnel unless it comes into like some type of tissue or something like that. They usually stay intact, which in this case was Secoriea.
Now, did you do anything, are you familiar with the term trajectory rods?
Yes.
What are those?
Trajectory rods are what we place inside of defects, and it tells you the trajectory of the round, pretty much the flight path.
And upon your review of the vehicle, were you able to make a determination where the bullet entered that car that killed Secoriea?
Yeah, so we can look at defects itself, and we can tell where the defects coming from the inside or the outside. All the defects came from the outside. And I made the determination that there was no need for the trajectory rods because I had visual evidence from the cameras. Also, we can document it properly from the photographs from the crime scene text.
I'm going to ask you what the state's exhibit 96. What is the detail of the state's exhibit 96?
That's the back seat of the Jeep, and that is where Secoriea was sitting.
And what is indicated in the marker that says 0? The letter O.
That is a defect.
And would that have been the bullet that came through that seat and went into Secoriea?
Correct.
And Stacy Exhibit 99? What is in Stacy Exhibit 99?
That's going to also be the defect to the back seat.
Is that, and that's P, where it's marked as P?
Correct.
And to your knowledge, where did that bullet come from that struck Secoriea Turner in her back?
In the back of the vehicle.
And so it traveled, where would it have traveled from the back of the vehicle? Let me show you Stacy Exhibit 97.
It would travel through that location and travel through the seat and hit Secoriea.
So we're talking about it hits A, it hits P, and comes out in O, and ends up in Secoriea.
Correct.
Let me show you Stacy. When you talked to Charmaine, did she tell you anything about whether or not Secoriea was strapped in her seat?
Yeah, she was strapped in. I believe she had a hard time trying to get her out when she was jumping back there trying to get her because she was jumping around, moving, and kind of got her sitting right there.
And I'm showing you Stacy Exhibit number 68. Are you familiar how you latch a seatbelt and unlatch it?
Yes.
And to your knowledge, what area was Secoriea sitting in the car at the time that she was shot?
She was sitting right here with this void of blood stain. That's where she was sitting at. Her back was right up on where the defect is.
Where is the latch on the fastener for the seatbelt that will come from the driver's passenger side in that back seat to lock her in safety?
There's a latch right here to the right.
Can you zoom in some? They're doing it for you.
Okay.
How many latches do you see?
I see one latch, and it's here. It's not color's not working.
Do you see a second seatbelt?
I do. I see it.
The first seatbelt you see?
Yeah. Yes, ma'am. It seems like it's working now.
Where's that first seatbelt that you indicated? Where would that latch into?
It would latch over here to the buckle part here.
Is that where it normally should latch into? With your knowledge and experience of being in the car?
It should be a latch that goes here and buckles here.
Where I think it's, can you clearly show us that?
Yeah. So there should be this belt should go.
Make an explanation.
Okay. There should be a latch here.
If she's sitting from the passenger side when it comes across,
Mm-hmm.
which side should it be latching on?
She's sitting from the back passenger side. It's gonna come from the left down.
Do you see, you hear the car before? You can hear it.
Okay.
Do you see that area kind of right beyond the yellow paper?
I do.
Before you get to that latch, it's kind of sticking out.
I do.
What is that? That's in there?
So that's a latch, but it's tucked down into the seat.
Is that normally where that first seatbelt should go?
Normally it is.
Now, we were talking about trajectory rods.
Mhm.
And you indicated, did you request that in this case?
No, I did not.
Why not?
I didn't feel trajectory rides were needed in this case
Why not?
because I have video evidence to show where the shooter was standing, when the shooter was shooting. I had photographic evidence to document it. And I know that all the defects started from the outside going inside. And also the vehicle's moving. The person that's shooting is standing still. That throws the trajectory off. And also there's movement in the vehicle. So I believe that what I had already and how I was going to document it was enough to document it, to properly document it.
When is it best or, I guess, useful to use trajectory rods?
Trajectory rods are good to put in people that are deceased, fixed objects.
When you say people that are deceased, why is it important for people that are deceased?
Because of course they're no longer moving. The trajectory is different. It's different from a soft target than a hard target when that round hits. A fixed object, let's say this desk, if this fixed object was taken on gunfire, then that is a really good ideal time to use trajectory rods. But a moving vehicle, it can alter so much. It just didn't need for, because I had already the evidence to document it.
You said the vehicle is moving,
Correct.
Secoriea is moving,
Yes.
and the shooter is stationary.
Stationary.
Would trajectory rods have assisted you in identifying the person that shot and killed Secoriea Conley?
No.
Tell us what you did next after having this Jeep process as part of your investigation.
So at that point, of course, we had the Jeep taken to and secured in our cage. And at that time, at a later date and time, a search warrant will be obtained and we will go and do a further processing. That's what we just talked about the GSR and the photographs.
I think earlier, did you receive any other evidence that may have been helpful in your investigation while you were out on that scene? Or directly from receiving information or evidence for you?
Yeah, so while I was doing my canvas, I was able to identify cameras on each of the businesses in that area. And those cameras had different vantage points. And I was able to have our Homeland Security go and secure those video cameras footage for me.
And where did you receive video surveillance from?
The package store, which is right across the street from that, was the BP, and the warehouse, which is in that same area. So 3 different locations and showing 3 different vantage points.
Did you receive any surveillance from any other place besides the businesses in the area?
Yes, while viewing these video cameras, I was able to see a MARTA bus that drove directly up to the barricade. And I'm familiar with the MARTA buses from previous cases, and I know they have video. So I reached out to MARTA and requested their video from this particular bus.
And did you receive that video footage?
I did.
Now, does that video footage have timestamps on it that you observed?
Yes.
Was it at the time in which the shooting occurred?
Yes.
And did the stamps on the MARTA bus video reflect and were identical to the ones on the BP, All American, and the warehouse?
No, the time is off. It wasn't the exact time. It was just off.
Is that sometimes common when you're getting surveillance from different areas?
That's normal. Sometimes when you have the years change over with daylight savings, a lot of the systems owners change over. A lot of things happen to where the time doesn't catch up. In this particular instance, it's not unusual to have the time off.
And about how often?
I want to say the time reflected about 1800. So that's about 6 o'clock. So a couple of 2 hour, 2.5 hour difference, 3 hour difference.
To your knowledge, observing that video, did it either lighten?
The lighting was dark and it was consistent with the other lighting from the other camera views. That it was dark. It was dark.
Around what time?
About 9:46.
I've shown you what's the market Stacy did 107 through 113. Do you recognize Stacy 107 through 113?
Yes, ma'am.
And how are you able to recognize Stacy 107 through 113?
That is the video that I obtained from Martin.
Did you take what they call screenshots from the video?
Yes.
And are those photographs, those screenshots that you took from the video?
Yes.
Has there been any manipulation, additions, or deletions to those photographs?
No.
And that's Stacy exhibit 107 through 113 being in the
No objection, Your Honor.
show you what's marked as Stacy exhibit 107. Can you tell us what is depicted in Stacy 107?
Yes, it's the MARTA bus.
And where is the MARTA bus located in regards to where the shooting occurred?
If you look a little further to the left, you can see the barricade. I'm sorry, the right of the bus. If you're sitting on the bus, it'll be to the right. It is sitting in between, the actual bus is sitting between the package store and the BP gas station.
And there's a red circle on Stacy 107. Who made that circle?
I did.
And Stacy exhibit. Do you know what the MARTA buses had? Did you talk to the MARTA driver?
No, I talked with the investigators with MARTA Police Department.
When you watched that video, what did it appear the MARTA driver was doing at this particular point?
The MARTA driver was trying to go through the barricade, was initially turned around.
And Stacy exhibit 108. What are we looking at Stacy exhibit 108?
So the red arrow is pointing to my suspect. And this is as the MARTA bus is approaching the barricade, and that's going to be the west barricade.
And you said your suspect, what is the suspect that you had identified where?
He has on blue jeans, a very distinct red shirt with big white letters. He has a satchel around his arm, and he has an AR-15 that's dangling from his.
Now, why did that person become your suspect?
So as I continue to watch the video from different angles, I was able to track the suspect from the MARTA video going in reverse. So I was able to watch the MARTA video because everybody walked up to the barricade. At that time, I didn't know who was responsible, but I was able to track them because it gave me a landmark. As they approached the barricade, I went in reverse and watched it from different angles, and I was able to see the shooter, and I was able to then focus on the shooter.
And you said, and is there another person standing next to that person in the red shirt with the white letter?
That's correct. That's a black male with no shirt, and he's carrying a shotgun.
Were you ever able to identify that individual?
No.
States Exhibit 109? What is in States Exhibit 109?
The red circle is again circling my suspect with his unique clothing. He's easily able. I was easily able to track him and stand out because he's the only one wearing what he's wearing.
And States, and where is that in regards to the crime scene?
So
Are those the barricades and cones that you were talking about that they had set up an illegal barricade?
yes,
Are you able to see, I'm gonna call that the first set of barricades. Are you able to see the second set of barricades in States Exhibit 109?
I am.
And where are those at?
That's roughly the going towards the east when I call it the east barricade. That's the second barricade.
And States Exhibit 110? And what are we looking at? Actually, go back to 109, I'm sorry. Do you see other individuals within the circle? Do you see anyone else outside of that circle? Are you able to identify anybody outside of that circle?
No, just the male with no shirt on with the shotgun, and of course my suspect.
And the 110? Are you able to, what do we see in States Exhibit 110?
So this is the MARTA bus as it's approaching the autonomous zone. These are just random individuals pointing firearms at the bus as it approaches.
How many individuals are the people in States 110?
3.
Let's talk about the first one. Are you able to identify what they're wearing?
No.
And can you just put one touch screen again so we'll
Okay.
make sure that we're talking about the same person?
That's one.
Are you able to make out a little bit of what that individual is wearing?
Not really. I see the rifle. Not really.
And the second one?
2.
And are you able to make out anything about number 2?
No.
Is that person armed?
Yes.
And number 3? Are you able to make out anything about that particular person?
No.
Is that individual armed?
Yes.
If you had been able to make identification of those individuals, would they, the tracking that you're talking about, the suspects, would you track them as well?
Yes.
Because at this point, who are you looking for?
I'm looking for the shooter.
States Exhibit 111. Can you tell us what's the picture in States 111?
Yes. So that's going to be my suspect that's circled in the red.
And what is he wearing?
He's wearing his distinctive standout red shirt. He has a satchel, AR-15 hanging from his waist, and blue jeans. And he also has a do-rag on and with twist of dreads coming from the bottom.
And at that point, are you able to get a clear vision of that person's face?
Yes.
States Exhibit 112. Can you tell us what's the picture in States Exhibit 112?
These are close-up views of my suspect. Same distinctive clothing. You get a close-up view of his rifle that he's carrying, the satchel, the red shirt, the blue jeans, the wrap do-rag on his head with the dreads, hairstyle.
Okay, that picture right there on the right, that's nobody but him. Okay, is everybody awake? Okay. That's Julian. Julian. Woohoo. Smile for the camera, sir. Wake up. Wake up. You've been waiting 5 years for your trial. It's time. You should have spared everybody the dragging, sir. Okay, sir, we're all here. Okay. We see you looking like you were auditioning for Pirates of the Caribbean. Okay.
Oh.
A mess.
And States Exhibit 113.
Yes.
What's the exhibit 113?
My suspect again, distinctive red shirt, white letters on the back, AR-15 hanging down, a satchel. That's at the right circle. The left circle is somebody else identified in charge. He's wearing a white T-shirt, pants, and he has his rifle in his hand also.
Are you able to see anyone else in that photograph that you were able to get a clear vision of?
No.
Can you go back to 112? As any time during the point of your investigation, were you able to identify this person that is clearly shown as this?
It's like the same. Remember Maxwell Anderson and rest in peace, Miss Lil Sade Robinson, when he was riding around all around Milwaukee and thought nobody was going to recognize his stupid behind. It's the same thing. And these city buses, one thing these criminals better learn is that these city buses have some hellified 4K cameras. And if you're out here causing a ruckus and chaos, these city buses will catch you too. Okay. This is 2 cases. I've not even 2, 3. Donna Adelson, the hitmen. The hitmen got caught up by the city buses too. I'm sure we could think of how many more. But that's just off the top of my head where a city bus caught the criminals in the act, or, you know, in close relation to either them en route to do something or in the time frame of the actual act that they are sitting on trial for.
Exhibit 112.
Yes.
Who did you identify that person to be?
Julian Conley.
And do you see that person sitting here in court today?
Yes.
And if you could, please identify him for the record.
Sitting in the middle of his
Okay, he
counsel,
stood up and
blue tie,
pointed.
blue jacket on, blue shirt. He has his hair cut this time.
Look at Goofy. Look at his goofy ass lawyer, Mr. Goofy. Did you see how he shook his head? Shawn Hoover getting ready to put a battery in his back. Hold on.
Blue tie, blue jacket on, blue shirt. He has his hair cut this time.
Mr. Regas. Yeah, his name is Regas. The guy in the black suit.
Did you review any other video footage in that area?
Yeah, so of course all the video cameras that we pulled from the East store, and I also from the MARTA bus.
And I want to talk about the All-American package. Can you tell us, did you review video surveillance in that case?
Yes, I did.
And in that case, were you able to get different angles of what was going on in the parking lot of the All-American package?
Yes.
What time did you observe any illegal activity going on in that parking lot?
Yes, I observed what now my suspect and another suspect pointing their rifles at a couple that just drove through the barricade.
Let me ask you, that MARTA bus, do you recall what the time was that you were able to capture those videos and images of the event?
I believe it was 9:30 or something around that time. It was close to the time of the incident, within an hour.
Well, I'm gonna go back up on the 17th.
Okay. Yeah, so the time is 21:14, which is 9:14.
And that's when the MARTA bus was in the area being turned around.
Yes, correct.
And that's when this defendant is at the MARTA, that's where the driver is, where you would normally get in the car.
Yes.
You just get onto the bus.
Yes.
And you indicated that you observed another incident in front of that All-American package store.
Yes, I want to say about 9:39, a couple was assaulted as they tried to go through the barricade.
And were you able to capture the individuals that assaulted that couple?
Yes.
And was one of those individuals were one of those individuals the same individuals that you observed in that MARTA bus video?
Yes, he was my suspect with the red shirt on who identified as Julian Conley.
And what about the other individual that was caught by the MARTA bus?
Yes, I was able to identify him. His name was Jerry McKinney.
And I'm gonna show you what's marked as State's Exhibit 114 through 116. And you said it was about, the Martin Bus incident occurred around 9:14, and this incident occurred around 9:30 something?
Yes, I believe 9:39.
So I forgot for what. How many minutes is that?
14 minus 39.
So the law enforcement thing is not,
Nah. Nah.
would it be fair to say it's less than 30 minutes?
Yes, correct.
If you could look at State's Exhibits 111 and 116, do you recognize those?
114 and 116.
114 and 116.
Yes, I am.
Okay. And how are you able to recognize those?
So in the 114, that's going to be circled of the McCords. They were victims of this assault. And in 116, the circle is going to be Julian Conley pointing his rifle.
Is that a fair, State Exhibit 114 through 116 a fair and accurate depiction of what was observed by you on that video?
Yes.
Has there been any deletions, additions, alterations made to those photographs?
No.
Are those screenshots that you took from the video?
Yes.
I'd ask the State Exhibit 114 through 116. No objection. Then they didn't publish. And can you tell us what is depicted in State's Exhibit 114?
Yes, this is Mr. McCord and his wife, Miss McCord. They're exchanging words after they had the weapons pointed at them, and they drove through the barricade. They pulled over into the parking lot.
At the time when you observed this video, did you know the identification of those individuals?
No.
And if you would look at the top of the screen, are you able to see a time stamp on there?
Could be 2139. Yes, I'm sorry, 939.
How were you able to identify the couple in that photograph?
They called 911 when I was researching the 911 calls for my incident. Of course, after watching the video, I asked our operator to research any other 911 calls, and she found one.
And were you able to make contact with the McCoys?
Yes.
And did you interview them?
Yes.
And what did you learn during the course of your interview with them?
I said Mr. McCord stated he and his wife were, they live in the area, not too far from this location. They were on their way home. They drove up to the roadblock, and they was encountered by a male with no shirt on with a shotgun, and my suspect with the red shirt.
Were you able to learn where they first encountered those armed men?
Yes, it was just off camera at the, let's say the second barricade.
And showing you what's marked as State's Exhibit 118. You recognize State's Exhibit 118?
Yes.
Is it fairly and accurately, what is it? I'm sorry.
So it's going to be the vantage point from the BP, and the arrow is pointing to that barricade.
And does that fairly and accurately depict what you observed from that video today from the BP?
Yes, it does.
Has there been any alterations, deletions, manipulations in State's Exhibit 118?
No.
State State's Exhibit 118. No objection, Your Honor. And can you circle that barricade that you indicated? And in your investigation and conversation with the McCoys, were they able to make it past that first barricade?
Yes, they were able to make it past it, and that's when they pulled into the parking lot.
Is there some portion of the interaction that the McCoys had with, first of all, what did the McCoys tell you happened once they approached that barricade?
So you said he was approached, standing on the driver's side was who I identified as Julian Conley now. The male with the shotgun was standing, I believe, in front of his vehicle. They told him that he needed to turn around. He expressed to them that he lives in the area. He said that the male in the red shirt, which he later identified as Julian Conley, said that you're being disrespectful. So at that point, he drove off into the parking lot and continued to exchange words with them.
At this time, I'm going to show you State's Exhibit number 2. you tell us what we are looking at in States Exhibit 2 that's already been admitted into evidence?
Yeah, so this is gonna be the, I guess you would say the northeast corner of the American Package Store. This is looking, if you look straight ahead, you're gonna see the BP parking lot. If you look down further to the right, the barricade is just out of view.
And what's that time step on there?
2137.
And what are we observing at this point?
You're seeing vehicles drive through the area.
Are you able to recognize whose vehicle that is?
Yes, that's Mr. McCord's vehicle.
At some point in time, are they headed towards where those barricades are located?
Yes, they're gonna be going westbound, and they should go westbound and turn into the parking lot of the package store.
I'm trying to make this go along a little faster so we'll move on. And Your Honor, we are skipping past to make this move along a little bit faster rather than waiting, because I'll ask Detective Shepherd, are they down and out of camera view for some period of time?
Yes, they are.
And the state is going to start at 21:39:20 on exhibit number 2, which is a raw footage of all the surveillance cameras that were taken from the surveillance cameras.
This text on the chart, I'm gonna start at 21:39:12.
And you see Mr. McCord's vehicle coming in frame.
And where are they going into?
They're pulling into the package store parking lot.
And if we could skip to, book I left it. What if anything is occurring?
So what's going on off camera is what you see, what we saw earlier, them getting out of their vehicle, exchanging words, but you can't see it because they're in the parking lot because this angle is looking down.
What if anything do you observe in States Exhibit number 2 at timestamp 21:39:52?
You see a male approaching from the bottom right. He's brandishing a firearm, walking up to the vehicle.
Were you ever able to identify who that person was?
No,
Did you ever get a clear view of him like you did of the camera?
no,
Or on Mr. McKee?
no.
What is happening at this time?
So at the top of the screen, you see my suspect, Julian Conley, coming into the frame, pointing his AR-15.
And what's the timestamp on States Exhibit number 2 of All American Raw Footage Video?
21:40:21.
And what is depicted at that timestamp?
That you see Julian Conley approaching the McCords while they're in the parking lot with his rifle pointed at them.
I mean, he is on the surveillance video in position. That was when the McCords were going by, the first couple, Chris and Samantha. They're on the indictment also. If you weren't here earlier, we went through the indictment. It's also posted in Patreon if you follow me over there. But yeah, it's he's Julian, and then on top of him turning himself in. Okay, so look what happened. I guess they went to break. Look. How could they not be ready for this image to show? The jury's gonna be like, look, 8-year-old girl, no reason. She's not here. She's not in what, 8th grade right now. This little girl should be 13 years old right now. There's no reason. She was out with her mom, 4th of July, enjoying her summer. There's no reason she should not be in school right now. Okay, so looks like they took a break, so we're going to get our time, and Obviously, Mr. Regis and Shawn Hoover probably sat up there and had some objections, of course.
It's okay with me. You don't have to make them sit here. You did? Okay.
I guess I need to tell my witnesses on Tuesday.
So how many will you have left on Monday, do you think? A cross of this witness? Tuesday?
Probably be done Monday afternoon, that's what I think.
Oh, so you hear that? We're getting the tea. It appears that the defense is going to be closing, or they're going to be resting their case in chief on Monday. Looks like the defense will be able to present their excuse me, I'm just that their defense on Tuesday. Okay, interesting.
That's fine. Tuesday. We're ready.
All right, New jury.
I'm sorry, this video evidence is enough. If I were sitting on the jury and I saw the video of the takeover of the street, the interaction with the McCords, the video evidence of the shootout of the van or the Jeep, I'm not going to say I wouldn't care who shot, but number one, the bullets match the rifle of Mr. Conley. And at the end of the day, any of the people that shot their weapons and who had their weapons up in position, I mean, they're responsible for that 8-year-old being dead. They just are, in my opinion. And then everything's on video.
Okay, members, you can be seated. Members of the jury, I have a brief instruction to read you. Can you all hear me well? I'm sorry, I can't look at all of you, but I won't be on the microphone if I move past this computer. All right, the witness has identified the individual in exhibits 111 and 112 as the defendant Julian Conley. The witness is permitted to identify the defendant by name with respect to those two exhibits. During his testimony, Detective Shepard will also be permitted to describe an individual whose face is obscured or not in focus as having an appearance consistent with the individual he identified in exhibits 111 and 112. To the extent that the detective used the defendant's name just before the break in reference to a photograph in which his face was not visible, you are to disregard the improper use of the defendant's name in that instance. You, the jury, and only you will decide whether identification has been proven through the evidence presented by the state in this trial. Okay, go right ahead.
Thank you, Your Honor. We can start with the two that constant between. I think I left one.
I didn't catch what she said. I don't know if that was the lady that's on the defense team, but they got so much to object about. It's like, girl, speak up. Did I tell y'all if James Patterson, the Fly Bentley attorney, he might be testifying tomorrow, so you guys are in for a treat. We might have to do that live, considering he got himself mixed up into this mess. There's either he retained him or he did it for free or whatever the case might be. Apparently Patterson was a friend of Mr. Conley's mother, or there's some sort of association. I don't know. But at the end of the day, he made himself available for Mr. Conley. And that's it. But he's been represented, I think, by the public defender's office since. So anyway, we're almost done for the night, guys. I'm not going to keep you much longer. We made good time, y'all. We got all the way caught up this whole weekend. Look at us.
24. Do you see any
All right, let me rewind because I was talking.
if we're stopping at states, at two, at times at 2140, 24. Do you see any individual in this, timestamp screenshot? with us?
Yes, I do.
If you could please circle that individual. And could you describe what he's wearing and what he's doing for members of the
Look like he's wearing blue jeans. He's pointing a rifle and some sort of vest. Like,
Were you ever able to, in regards to this individual, get an unobscured, clear photograph or image of this individual with his hands up at any time during the investigation?
no, I was not.
If you were ever able to get a clear image of that individual, what would you have done?
He would have been charged.
What would you have charged him?
Party to the crime, murder.
In regards to who are the victims in this particular incident?
So in this particular incident, they're walking from the barricade towards the McCords.
In regards to this individual, were there any charges in regards to the report?
Yes, he would have been. If I would have been able to identify this individual, he would have been charged with aggravated assault.
This other individual over, is there another individual in this time stamp of 24 to 25?
That's the only individual I see with a gun. Okay, I see another individual walking towards the barricade with the gun. And I also see the subject that my suspect dressed in a distinctive red shirt, carrying a satchel, AR-15 hanging down. I'm sorry. Yes, ma'am.
The individual that's depicted in State's Exhibit 21 at 2 at 214036. Can you describe what the individual is wearing?
Yes, ma'am. He has a distinctive red shirt on. The back of the red shirt, he has bright white colors, white lettering. He has a black satchel and AR-15 pistol hanging from his satchel, and he's wearing light and color pants.
Is that description of what that individual is wearing consistent to the individual that you identified in State's Exhibit 112 and 100?
Correct.
Can you tell us what's going on right now?
So at this point, on the other side, that we can't see the McCords are getting ready to drive away. Again, we see the suspect wearing the bright red shirt, white letters, blue jeans, carrying the satchel and the AR-15 hanging from his side, walking back to that driveway, to that parking lot.
If you could just circle what you're talking about. And do you see other individuals at this time stamp for 214039?
There's an individual in front of him also walking.
Were you ever able to get a clear identification of any of these other, first of all, how many other people do you see in this time stamp screen?
In this timestamp screen, I still see the one that had the handgun. He's walking back away from the parking lot. I'm sorry, my suspect.
All right, disregard the use of the name. Your Honor, I would ask for his trial.
I'll ask to do it.
So in the grainy pictures or in the pictures where he's not easily identifiable, he's not supposed to use Julian Conley's name because it's not. I mean, they've taken a lot of time the last hour to lay the foundation that they have identified the guy in the light color blue jeans and the red shirt as Julian Conley. But they don't want him just identifying the figures on the screen unless it's absolutely obvious. So, I mean, Hoover went on for a damn hour earlier about that, and they got the rule, you know.
The instruction was just provided to the jury, and we had the same behavior again. I don't know how we undo the fact that the jury has heard it for a third time now.
Well, I don't understand why these people are making such a big damn deal. The man turned himself in. He identified himself as the guy looking like he's at the Pirates of the Caribbean audition. Okay. He identified himself as the guy on the poster, but you are mad because he's walking around in the video where the child was killed. You don't want him to be a child killer, but it's okay that he can be everything else. He's going to have to take his licks. He was out on that night. And his gun is the gun that popped the little girl. Okay? Like, that's just all that there is to it. She can be mad all she wants. I'm sorry, I lost my place. She can be mad all she wants. At the end of the day, the police officer, I don't think the police officer is trying to be funny and use his name and throw off the case. At the end of the day, it is what it is, ma'am. You know what I'm saying? He just needs to just get in his head suspect and not use Conley's name. But clearly the jury's not stupid. They know who he's referring to. I just don't I don't understand that he identified himself as the person in the bolo, which is the be on the lookout. He's conceded that is him in the video. But when it comes to him holding the gun in a position to where he can shoot the gun, they're going to object every time and say that you can't identify him like that. You don't know that he shot his gun, but there is a part of the video where you can see the muzzle fire, which they know that the gun they know that the gun was fired off. You get ready to go to bed? What are you doing? Gargling? Oil pulling? Okay. All right. Good night, dear. Love you. You're so cute. Good night, dear. Farrah says good night, everybody. Okay. It's ridiculous. We're almost done, y'all.
Witness has been giving conclusion after conclusion when he asked questions to influence the jury in believing, taking his opinion based on what's in the video, and giving that instruction, telling the witness not to give his opinion about who is on the video. It's not difficult.
Well, he's the person who was assigned the case. He is the detective in charge. Because of his opinion, he brought the facts to a judge, got warrants, and got a indictment got a case started with the prosecutors. If his opinion was not in the direction of your client wouldn't be sitting there right now, right?
Officer who has been an officer for 20 years, he knows what he's supposed to not say.
Right, exactly. Thank you, guys. She went to bed. I had to roll up. Girl, she had me in here flexi rodding her braids, okay? Girl, I was in here trying to listen and flexi rod.
Mistake in front of the jury on 3 different occasions. It can't be anything but intentional at this point.
She's saying a mistrial. What? Girl, stop it. You better go. Girl, have a seat.
Making a mistake in front of the jury
She can't even hold her face straight.
on 3 different occasions. It can't be anything but intentional at this point.
Oh, intentional.
Yes, right.
Yes, I'm going to deny the motion for the trial, but give him a chance to rest and wait. That's what how we're going to do this.
I just don't like the answer, Your Honor.
You'll be fine.
Yes,
Yes.
yes, yes.
Right, with all the video and everything. I cannot wait till they get Nesto in court. I'm telling you, I cannot wait till this trial. Hoover has been showing his behind all day for the past 3 days. Hoover has been out of control. I don't think that there's no way that the detective is sitting there trying to intentionally derail the case, because these guys work hard to bring the receipts so that the prosecutors have what they need. I think it's just at the end of the day, he knows what he's seen, he knows what the evidence is, and he delivered the package to the prosecutors because he thinks that that is the man who killed Secoriea. So, of course, I don't think it's intentional, the fact that he keeps saying it, because he's been working on the case for 5 years. It's hard to probably not say the man's name when that's who has been identified. That's why he's sitting at the table. On top of the fact the guy implicated himself. Y'all, look at the guy over here. You might not have noticed. Look, it's Joe. Joe Doug from the defender's office, the investigator, Nesto's investigator. That's him right there. Mr. Who shall remain, like, whatever. I don't even know what to say, but the man identified as Joe/Doug. Yes, that's him right there. Okay. Period.
Are we ready to go?
Thank you.
I appreciate your immediate stopping and apology to the jury and the jury to disregard these of the same. So just in case, let me explain what I've done. So when you reference in person whose face is visible, it's fine to say that individual matches just the right of the video previously.
Gotcha.
And maybe it will help you stop breaking this message. No, but it's absolutely appropriate for you to identify and find the on this world. No problem with that. That's what you gotta do. One of the other videos referring to the person who uses the expression. You can go through all the details about it.
Yes, ma'am.
And Your Honor, will we have that stricken from the record?
What if you want it?
I do, I'm asking, I'm moving to strike that from the record. Yes, I want the jury to have instruction, but I want to make sure that, I want to make sure what we discussed. Yes, what we discussed is on the record. That's what I want to know.
Okay, we're in the jury.
All right, good jury.
Y'all, wait till they show they're getting ready to show some more pictures again. Wait till y'all see this mess.
Jury, that kind of.
Better? Okay. To the extent that the defendant's name is used specifically in identifying exhibits that are not 111 or 112, you're to disregard the use of his name. And ultimately, you and only you will decide whether the defendant has been identified. Okay, go right ahead.
I think we stopped there at timestamp 21:40:39. As 112. It states 112, is that the same person that you just identified as constant 20, 40, 39 in State's Exhibit 2?
Yes.
And you know that person to be whom in State's Exhibit 112?
Julian Conley.
Is the defendant Julian Conley wearing the same clothing as the person that's depicted in States 2 and 21, 40, 39?
Yes.
Is that a red shirt,
Red shirt,
light jeans,
light jeans.
black backpack, light do-rag, black shoe?
Correct. With the
AR-15 swinging on the side?
correct.
And I know he's not trying to say that's not him because he went with Mr. Patterson and turned himself in and identified himself as the man in the picture, but he wanted to clear his name. It's like, what do you think? Everybody's stupid? You think everybody forgot 5 years ago when you said that was you? Which we know it's you. Come on now. Can you believe is he I know he's not trying to go with the it wasn't me defense. That's not me. That's my cousin. Well, he didn't say that. I'm just joking. But you know what I'm saying? Like, I know he's not trying to say that's not him.
And we're gonna go back to State's Exhibit number 2, starting at the timestamp of 21, 40, 39.
Right. When lying to your attorney goes wrong. Okay. When lying to your attorney and when giving a statement comes back to bite you.
Were you able to identify any other suspects in State's Exhibit 2 marked at 21, 40, 46?
No, just one suspect I was able to identify.
Do you see the person in the white at the top of the screen?
Yes, I do.
And at some point during the course of your investigation, is that person wearing the same outfit that you observed the second suspect at the MARTA bus video?
Yes, the subject that's further to the left, my left, is okay. This subject right here, I was able to identify.
And were you able to identify him from the MARTA bus image that you had received of that person?
The MARTA bus image and also another camera that he walked past at the liquor store, walked right in front of the camera.
At some point in time, I think you indicated that you had received images and video surveillance from various different angles. At some point in time, did you make a compilation of all of those different vantage points around the same time?
Yes, I put all the video angles and made it like a puzzle and put them all together so you can see it at different vantage points at the same time.
And are those vantage points that we talked about, the VP, the All-American, and the warehouse?
Correct.
Published to the jury, State's Exhibit 2. And in making that compilation, did you make any markings or anything to identify the suspects that you were that were searching of interest in the aggravated assault against them?
Yes, I was able to circle them with different color circles.
And those individuals that you circled, what was the description of the clothing that they were wearing?
Suspect 1, bright red shirt, white letters on the back.
Wait a second. Not that the your screen name is Hoover trained to LWAP. Hoover gonna be mad when we start following all his cases, okay? Because if he can't work on Nesto's case, we gonna see what you working on. How about that? Yes, as a leader of the folk on the street, taking over the neighborhood, yes, you are directing traffic. You are telling people what to do, where to go, all the things. And yes. And as a leader, when you get busted out for doing something, you got to just take your lick, right? Baby, Hoover trained to LWAP. Oh my God, that's so funny.
A satchel, AR-15 hanging from his side, blue jeans, a do-rag, and dread-like twist coming from his hair. Suspect number 2, white shirt, blue jeans on, and he was also carrying an AR-15 style pistol or rifle.
At this vantage point, can you tell ladies and gentlemen of the jury in states exhibit 2, are there 4 different camera views?
Yes, so the bottom right corner is from the BP gas station. The top right corner is from the package store. The top left corner is from that northeast corner of the package store. The bottom left corner is the further, like the west part of the building of the package store.
And on that bottom right corner, is there a circle there?
Yes, that's going to be circled my suspect number 2 in the yellow circle. And which you can see him in both angles.
Is that when McCord's car circled in green?
Yes, it is. And this is when they're driving westbound and pulling into the parking lot of the package store, which you're going to see in the top right-hand corner.
In that bottom camera angle, is that suspect 2 appearing back in the screen?
Yes, he's going to be circled in a yellow circle, which is across the street again at the BP station.
What direction is he headed towards?
He's headed toward the parking lot of the package store.
Mr. McCord is having what appears to be
He- Yes, he's having a verbal exchange with the gentleman he just drove through the barricade at.
In what direction is that doing? Was that first video that we saw with those individuals coming by that, where the trash can was in State Exhibit 2, around that 39 Thompson?
Yeah, so the view that we were previously looking at, that's the backside view. And when you saw them walking towards the parking lot, this is the actual parking lot that they're walking towards. At the bottom right-hand corner, you see suspect number 1 that's wearing the red shirt, bright white letters on the back, satchel, blue jeans, AR-15 on the side. He's circled in the red.
What direction is he headed now?
He is also heading westbound toward the package store.
And is that where we see him towards the outside of the car at the time?
Correct. The barricade is just behind him. The top left-hand corner, that's the backside. The yellow circle, that's going to be suspect number 2.
Has suspect number 1 peered into the
Yeah,
screen?
suspect number 1 wearing the red shirt, bright letters, white letters on the back, AR-15 hanging, the satchel on the side. He's circled in red.
Is the AR hanging right now?
No, he has it raised and pointed
What direction is it hanging?
towards the McCords. Do you see both individuals going back towards the barricade?
And here, do you see your suspect number 1 circled in red?
Yeah, suspect number 1 wearing the red shirt, white letters, AR-15 hanging on the side, the satchel. He's pointing towards the parking lot, where suspect number 2 is diverting his attention back to the parking lot. Suspect number 2 is in the yellow circle.
What direction is suspect 2 now heading?
Suspect number 2 is going back through the parking lot in a direction the McCords had just retreated in.
And is that the direction that suspect number 1 is heading towards?
Correct. And you see suspect number 2 walking back towards the barricade.
And where is suspect 2 heading towards now?
Suspect number 2 is heading back to the barricade where they just left.
Suspect 2 appear back in the screen at this point.
Yes, suspect 2, number 2 is circled in the yellow, is walking back to the BP parking lot.
Do you recall what time this is?
I believe it's 2140, maybe close to 2141 now.
As a result of what you observed in State's Exhibit number 2, the video compilation, did you do anything next as part of your investigation?
Yes, I took screenshots of those videos of the subjects who walked in front of the camera, and I completed the police bulletin.
What's the police bulletin?
This is where we create to get to the media and also give out on the canvas when we're doing our canvas trying to talk to witnesses. And we do that to try to solicit information.
And is that was in State's Exhibit 123 through 125? Are those lolos that you created?
Yes,
And are you very actively depict the lolos that you created?
yes.
Any additions, maintenance,
No, everything's the same.
any deletions,
No,
any manipulation?
no.
Say that State's Exhibit 123 through 125 is intact.
Objection.
No objection.
Okay, they're admitted and you can display.
Is this your suspect number 2 that's in State's Exhibit 123?
Yes, that's suspect number 2.
What's in his hand?
It's the AR-15 rifle.
And what's the reward amount that's listed at this time?
It's been growing as the investigation goes on. It was at that point 20,000.
And State's Exhibit 124.
State 24 is going to be suspect number 2, and also we have the victim Secoriea Turner.
In State's Exhibit number 125, what photograph did you use to make that bolo?
This state exhibit 125, that bolo was taken from the MARTA video.
And would that be the same photograph that is in State's Exhibit 120?
Correct.
And were you able to make an identification of that individual?
Yes.
And who did you identify from State's Exhibit 125 and 112?
Julian Conley.
At some point, did you learn the name of suspect number 2?
Yes.
How did you learn his name?
I got a call from a lady who said that she just got back from out of town. Her son was on the news, and she wanted to come down and clear his name.
And did they come down?
Yes.
Who came down?
It was
She saw that boy on the news and was like, you gonna take your ass downtown, just like any other good mother would do. I am so happy to hear that. That was his mama made him go downtown. And remember, he was 19, so he probably didn't really have much say anyway. Girl, no, you heard he just said the mom just came in from out of town. She saw the news and said she wanted to bring him in to clear his name because she probably asked him, boy, is that you? What were you doing? Did you shoot that little girl? No, mama. No, mama. Okay, well, you going to go downtown. You going to clear your name. Hold on. I'll run it back so you can hear it.
suspect now.
Point, did you learn the name of suspect?
So he put this out. This is for the news media. And he says he uses those when he goes out canvassing. So listen to the story.
Did you learn the name of suspect number 2?
Yes.
How did you learn his name?
I got a call from a lady who said that she just got back from out of town. Her son was on the news, and she wanted to come down and clear his name.
And did they come down?
Yes.
Who came down?
It was suspect number 2 and his mother.
And at that time, did you learn his name?
I did.
Okay.
Correct.
What was that name?
Jerry and McKinney.
And Jerry McKee.
I did.
Reading this morning.
Jerion's the one who took the deal. Okay, so it wasn't. So Jarian came down with his mom. Oh, okay. And then Conley came with Patterson, Jackie Patterson.
Right?
Yes.
And what did you learn about the incident during the interview with Jerry McKinney?
So Jerry McKinney gave a statement, stated that he did not know any of the individuals that he was speaking with on video at the barricades. He stated that he was down there doing the celebration, and he was not at the barricade when of course, when the Secoria's Jeep drove through.
Did he identify himself as being the person that states Exhibit 124?
He did.
Did he identify himself as being the person holding this long gun or assault rifle
Yes.
out there on July 4th of 2020?
Yes.
Did he identify himself as being the person wearing that white shirt and black jeans?
Yes.
Was he able to give you the identification of any other individuals out there?
No.
Did he admit to having a weapon?
At that time, he said that his weapon was stolen. He also stated that he went to the Edgewood area right after this incident, and someone broke into his car, stole his AR-15.
And is that Edgewood area, is that the area where you indicated that you were involved in an investigation where there was a shooting, where 16 people were shot and 2 people were killed?
Correct.
And he indicated that he went down there with that assault rifle.
Correct.
Did you hear that? So in the Edgewood area, right after this happened, right after Secoriea was killed, he went over to the Edgewood area where 16 people were shot, 2 people were killed. He said so you just so happened to be in a shooting. So you over here on the streets, you threatened the McCords, by the grace of God, took off and were not injured. Here comes the Turners. Y'all killed the little girl. Take off, run down to Edgewood. Oh my goodness, someone steals your rifle out your car. Like they just so happen to figure, that looks like a car with an AR-15 in it. They get the AR-15, and then there was a shooting in that area where 16 people got shot, 2 people died the same night, and could be your gun. Okay. Interesting. So that's the guy who got the 40 years and took 20. Well, 40 years to do 20 years on probation. I wonder if he's going to have to testify. Do you imagine? I wonder, is he going to show up tomorrow to testify? Now that they're mentioning his name, he took a deal, or he's already pled guilty. He didn't take a deal. He pled guilty, and that's what the judge gave him. I've got his charging document. I went ahead and downloaded it. Interesting.
And is that Edgewood area, is that the area where you indicated that you were involved in an investigation where there was a shooting, where 16 people were shot and 2 people were killed?
Correct.
And he indicated that he went down there with that assault rifle.
Correct.
So we looked at the video from the All-American. Did you have any other videos that you reviewed?
Yes. Of course, we had the BP and the warehouse video, 100 University.
In those videos, were you able to observe the shooting of the Jeep that Secoriea, Charmaine, and Omar were riding?
Yes.
And what did you observe? What vantage point were you observing? Were you able to observe that shooting?
So the compilation that I was explaining that was put together like a puzzle, it covers all vantage points. And there's no blind spot. So you have the package store vantage point. So we'll be just looking across the street from the BP, and the warehouse, which covers the backside of the vantage point.
Did it have a time stamp on that?
Yes.
Video? What time do you observe that Jeep passing through that area?
I believe it was approximately 21:46 hours.
In real time?
I'm sorry, 9:46 p.m.
And how much time had passed between the assault between the McCords and when you see this Jeep passing through the surveillance cameras from the different vantage points?
Less than 4 minutes, approximately.
Can you tell us about exactly what you observed as that Jeep drove through that area?
So after watching the video, I observed and confirmed that suspect number 2 did walk away from the barricade. However, suspect number 1 stayed at the barricade. From that vantage point, I was able to identify suspect number 1 from his bright red shirt. satchel, blue jeans, AR-15 hanging from the side. The Jeep drove through. He and about 3 or 4 other armed individuals trying to stop the vehicle. As the vehicle passed, suspect number 1 fired his assault rifle multiple times inside the vehicle. As the vehicle passed, there's 2 or 3 more bursts where he shot as the vehicle was driving away. Which one of those rounds struck Secoriea?
Was there any other individuals standing at that barricade, as Jeep?
Yes.
Can you describe what they were wearing at the time?
So they had dark color clothes on. I couldn't make it their identification. And that's about it with those. I couldn't identify them.
Were they armed?
Yes.
Was that consistent with what Omar and Charmaine had told you about seeing individuals in all black or dark clothing at the barricades with weapons as they drove through?
Yes, that is consistent.
Were you ever able to get an identification of those other individuals that were standing at the barricade? How many did you say, 2 or 3?
I would say roughly 2 to 3.
Were you able to get any identification of those other 2 or 3 individuals standing at the barricade?
No.
So I want to be clear, you had 2 or 3 other individuals, they're dressed in all black, and they're armed.
Correct.
Objection, Your Honor, ask the answer.
Okay, it's just clarifying. He can answer that question and then move on.
Girl, be
And there was another
quiet.
suspect standing there with red shirt on.
The suspect number 1 was there with his bright red shirt, satchel, AR-15, blue jeans, white letters on the back of that red shirt.
When you observe that Jeep going through.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm glad you're here now, though. Sorry about that. You know what? I was live. I was live earlier, like you said in the comment, and then I dropped some shorts, so it's possible I didn't get any notifications. I mean, they say that you get maybe 3 notifications a day, so I probably was out of notifications, but I appreciate you getting here. Y'all, let me show you this real quick. Hold on. Homie, Jerron McKinney. Y'all, look at this. It's not even 40 years. It's worse. 45 years with 5 years suspended. So 45. Okay, so it's 40 years. So it's 45 with 5 suspended, with the first 20 to be served in confinement and the remainder to be served on probation. So basically 45 years. Damn. If he messes up, he's done. Because the guy's in his 20s. So he'll be in his 40s when he gets out. If he does what he's supposed to do, he'll be in his 40s, and he's going to be on probation until his 60s. 45, 5 suspended, 20 on probation. And it doesn't say anything about him having to testify. So I don't know if he's coming to testify against Homie the Clown or not. I'm going to read the rest of this, but I just downloaded it. So, all right, let's get back to this. Hold on.
When you
White letters on the back of that red shirt. With his bright red shirt.
He can answer that question and then move on.
and there's one other suspect standing there with red shirt on.
The suspect number 1 was there with his bright red shirt, satchel, AR-15, blue jeans, white letters on the back of that red shirt.
When you observe that Jeep going through, did you observe anybody being hit by the Jeep that Omar was riding and that was Secoriea sitting in that backseat?
No one was hit.
Did you see anybody fall to the ground and get up shooting?
Nobody fell to the ground and started shooting.
How many people were shooting at that vehicle as it passed by?
Suspect number 1 definitely shot. It is observed, and as the vehicle is driving away, you see another shot within that group. It's from like a distant shot that just goes off very quickly, and that's the only burst that I see in that area, in that group.
How many shootings the body of my partner?
It's a rapist. Maybe I need you to look it for.
I think I can handle it. May not be as strong as the race.
She wasn't trying to imply anything.
as the vehicle is passing by and going through the barricade, what side was suspect number one standing on?
On the driver,
If this is the driver's side, this is the passenger side.
the driver's side.
Suspect one standing over here.
Correct.
As the car is moving, are shots being fired into that car?
Yes.
So that it's moving vehicle, if Mr. Biden was moving around, he's moving a little bit.
Correct.
Hard to determine the trajectory was
Correct.
the path that moved.
Correct.
At some point, as it's passing by, are there defects and bullet holes being entered into the driver's side?
Yes, the defects was consistent with the pattern of the vehicle being driven, and as it passed, it also stayed consistent with those two bursts that we see suspect number one, which entered the back of the vehicle.
And so at some point, it gets past and the back of the vehicle is in front of the suspect number one?
Correct.
And that's that suspect that had on a red shirt, white leather, light jeans, dark shoe, do-rag.
With the dreads hanging from the side and AR-15.
At that point, is that AR-15 hanging?
It was, but at that point, as they drove through, he raised his AR-15, and as the vehicle drove through, he began to shoot.
Did you notice as that vehicle is passing through the barricade, anyone on the passenger side of that vehicle?
Yes.
What did you notice?
The windows were rolled up. They were just occupying the vehicle and being driven normally.
Did you ever see any shots being fired out of that vehicle?
No, none.
Show you what's been marked as State's Exhibit 119, 120, 121, 121A, and 121B. You could look at those and tell me if you recognize them.
Yes.
And do they fairly enact, what are they, first of all?
This is going to be the Exhibit 119 is going to be the vantage point from the warehouse, the backside vantage point. Exhibit 120 is going to be when the actual Secoria's Jeep is driving past the barricade. 121B is Secoria's Jeep going to the barricade, and you see a slither of suspect number one standing at the barricade. Exhibit 121A is a close-up view of what we already talked about, the vehicle being driven by and shot. And 121, Exhibit 121 is showing the muzzle flash as the vehicle's driving by from suspect number one.
And this State's Exhibit 119 through 121A, are they a fair and accurate depiction of what you observed on that video?
Yes, it is.
And are these screenshots like we talked about before that you grabbed from the video as you were looking at it?
Yes.
Have there been any additions, deletions,
No.
alterations,
None.
manipulations made to them?
None.
I asked the State's Exhibit 119 through 121A. be admitted to evidence.
Any objection?
No, Your Honor.
Okay, they're admitted and you can publish.
Can you tell us what we're looking at in State's Exhibit 119?
Yeah, so the red circle is circled around Secoria's Jeep that she was riding in. The red arrow is pointing towards suspect number one.
Are you able to see the clothing that you had described, those light jeans and red shirt?
On the live video, yes, you're able to see it. What you're seeing, the arrow is pointed, that's the AR-15 kind of peeking out from behind that tree.
And what's the timestamp on State's Exhibit 119?
9:46.
And State's Exhibit number 120, what's the picture in that?
That is Secoria's Jeep driving past suspect number 1 and the other armed individuals at the barricade.
Now, in, State's Exhibit 120, do you see that area that we talked about in State's 57B where the Williams family was?
Yes.
Can you please circle where that is? On the Jeep, are the windows up or down?
They're up.
State's Exhibit 121. You did. What's depicted in State's 121?
So this is a continuing motion of the Jeep with Secoriea in it, just continue to drive.
Do you see the individual that you have described as being suspect number 1 in State's Exhibit 121?
Yes.
Is that individual wearing the same light colored jeans, dark colored shirt?
There's light color blue jeans, red shirt, bright red shirt, white letters on the back, satchel on the side, carrying the AR-15.
What is he doing? Suspect number 1. What are they doing right now?
This particular picture at this exact moment, he's shooting in the side of the vehicle, and as it passes, he fires 2 more times.
Are you able to see when the shot was fired from that weapon?
Yes, if you look closely, you can see the muzzle flash.
Can you please circle that for me?
Show us the screen. Let us see the screen, Mr.
And the other
Cameraman.
individuals, are they depicted that was at the barricade? Are they depicted there?
Yes,
Is anybody on the ground?
nobody's on the ground.
What kind of clothing are they wearing?
Dark color clothing.
I'm gonna go State's Exhibit 121B.
His MERS.
Can you tell? What is the reason in State's 121B?
So this is Secoria's Jeep that's driving through the barricade. And if you look a little bit left to the barricade, you can see suspect 1's light color pants.
If you could circle suspect 1 black on the pants. What direction is suspect 1 headed towards?
Suspect 1 is facing, if you look on that intersection, you're facing towards 75, which is west. Secoria's Jeep is going east, so they're crisscrossing that way.
And would that be the right side, the driver's side of the vehicle?
Yes, that's the driver's side of the vehicle.
Is the suspect walking away from the vehicle?
He's walking towards the vehicle.
And State's Exhibit 121A. Can you tell us what's depicted in State's Exhibit 121A?
Yes, so suspect number 1 wearing a bright red shirt, blue jeans, satchel, AR-15. He is raising his AR-15 at this moment as Secoria's vehicle is approaching.
Can you please circle? That's suspect number 1. And is that the same clothing that the individual wearing in State's Exhibit 112?
Yes.
And as the vehicle is coming through, do they drive through the barricade?
No, they drive around the barricade.
What did it appear they were doing? Like, did they move around? Did it drive straight? What did the vehicle have to do that you observed in the video?
So the vehicle just appeared to drive around the barricade and continue driving eastbound on University.
Did the Jeep kind of go up on the curb?
A little bit because they had to avoid the barricade.
So they were saying that it's really up for the jury to make the decision if that's him or not. But at the end of the day, I think that the fact that the defense team is so agitated about him potentially being identified and the fact that he already identified himself, it's just so stupid. It's the worst defense ever.
And we're gonna go back to State's Exhibit number 2.
So I guess they're probably going to pick up with questioning him. He'll probably be the first one up tomorrow, because they seems like they're going to be finished with interviewing him. So he'll be up again tomorrow with the defense team.
What, Stacy exhibit number 2, what vantage point was depicted in this video?
It's gonna be the backside. It's gonna be the warehouse vantage point.
And what's the timestamp?
It is 9:45.
And are you able to see those 3 individuals in black at the barricade in this portion of the video?
Yes.
Is the vehicle taking on fire at this point?
Yes.
Are you able to observe what are muzzle flashes?
Muzzle flash is when it's like an expellant of the explosion from the gunpowder when the gunshot is when the firing pin hits the shell case and it explodes and causes a muzzle flash.
And is that muzzle flash coming from the gun that suspect number 1 that you described wearing that red shirt, light blue jeans, black shoes, and do-rag?
Yes.
And was that AR-15 similar to the one 660M?
Yes.
At this point, is there any violation of laws for what the Jeep driving through that barricade?
No violation whatsoever.
And for purposes of time, Your Honor, we'll skip ahead for the time step to 9:45.
Okay, thank you. Exhibit number,
Exhibit number 2, so raw footage from the warehouse location.
Yes, correct.
okay, thank you.
And what vantage point are we looking at right now in State's exhibit number 2? Time step 9:45. Okay.
So this is the second camera from the warehouse, and it's covering the backside barricade. The top of the screen, that's where the Jeep drives through.
So what they were saying was that the barricades that were there were actually over at the Wendy's, but it appears that the YNs went over to Wendy's, took the barricades from Wendy's and barricaded the street. So they were there with purpose, not on the street. They were being used at the Wendy's that the YNs burnt down because of the killing of the man Rashard Brooks by a police officer. Then they subsequently burned down to the ground a Wendy's, and then the civil folks came through, put up a barricade, and oh, that, do you think that's what it was? Maybe he was on lunch break, okay, or something, and then they moved it.
Let me ask you, in this vantage point, are there individuals at that backside of the barricade?
Yes, it is.
And what color clothing are they wearing?
I see 2 white t-shirts, but the rest of them have dark color clothes on.
Were you ever able to identify any?
And then why that turned off, I do not know. Let me see. And that's it. This was the 6-hour footage, but let me see one other. Let me just double check something. Let me go over to Fox Atlanta. This might be it. even though clearly that was not it, because but like you said, the cameraman came back and cut us off. Okay, hold on a second, y'all. Let's see. He cut us off on a cliffhanger. Let's see. Okay, they did a yeah, that's it. I guess it just cut off. I don't know. I don't know why it just cut off, but it just that's it for that. But I'm sure that's the end of his testimony for the day because this was like a 6-hour video. So they're probably going to pick up with him tomorrow, either finishing up from the prosecution if they weren't quite done or with the defense. So that's it, guys. We're on a cliffhanger till tomorrow. I know, right? Well, you want some more? Are you all the way caught up? Go to the playlist at the top and start. If you're not, if you're good, then you're good. But yeah. Oh, let me show you this again. So they're saying that this was a Alford plea. Okay, look. These are the dispositions you can have, right? Hold on. So there's guilty, not guilty, guilty Alfred, guilty lesser included, no pros, nolo contendere, dead docket, first offender, yada yada, right? He came in guilty on an Alfred. What that means is an Alfred plea is a type of guilty plea in which the defendant, while maintaining their innocence, acknowledges that the prosecution has enough evidence to likely secure a conviction at trial. This voluntary and intelligent decision is made to avoid a potentially harsher sentence or a conviction for a more serious crime. The criminal consequences for an Alfred plea are the same as a traditional guilty. Okay. So he came in non negotiated. So that means that the DA did not give him any sort of a deal. They came in on an Alfred. They came in on some, I'm pleading guilty. You got me. But still maintaining their innocence. They're pleading guilty, but Alfred. Okay, Alfred, excuse me. Um there's no first time offender and 45 years with 5 suspended, so it's 40 years, first 20 confinement. That's what Jerron McKinney got, his co-defendant, and he says he doesn't even know what's his name. How are they out there working in concert with each other and they don't know each other? I find that hard to believe, but okay. Anywho, this is what his co-defendant got, and we're gonna find out what he's gonna get sometime this week, I would imagine, because if the prosecution is going to, they're estimating that they're going to finish their case on Monday afternoon, then we should be getting the defense's case. And that is probably, it's going to be like, what? Okay. So I don't know if he's going to testify for himself. That will be interesting. Who's testifying tomorrow? It could be Jackie Patterson could be testifying. You never know. Is Jerron McKinney going to testify? Doesn't say he has to testify on his final disposition sheet. Doesn't say anything about him testifying. Doesn't say anything about it on here. You know how like on Erica King's it said she must comply and testify. Let's see. Defendant is subject to arrest or any violation. If probation is revoked, the court may order incarceration. Defendant shall comply with the following general conditions of probation. Do not violate the law. or any governmental unit or general good behavior. Avoid injurious or vicious habits. Avoid persons and places of disreputable, harmful character. Report to community supervision as directed, and permit the community supervision officer to visit you at home or elsewhere. Work faithfully at suitable employment. Do not change your place of abode. Move outside of the jurisdiction of the court, or leave Georgia without the permission of your community supervision officer. If permitted to move or travel to another state, you agree to waive extradition from any jurisdiction. Support your legal dependents to the best of your ability when directed in the discretion of community supervision. Submit to evaluations, testing relating to rehabilitation. Participate in and successfully complete rehabilitative program. Wear a device capable of tracking your location by means of the state of Georgia, including, so it's not saying that he has to testify. Complete residential, non-residential substance abuse, agree to imposition graduated sanctions as defined by law, make restitution to the court. The defendant is advised that the violation of special conditions probation is subject to defendant to a revocation of probation. He's getting probation after he does 20 years, so nobody worry about that. He's gotten confinement for 20. Doesn't say he has to testify at all. No association with criminal gang street members, no participation, no contact with the victims, no contact with the co-defendant, no guns, firearms, replicas of Fourth Amendment waiver, so they can come in and search your shit when they want to. Okay, I mean, that's kind of it, y'all. I'm going to let you guys go. Believe it or not, it's still early. It's not even 10 o'clock. Is it? Oh, it's not 11 o'clock yet. My bad. Uh, I'm just reading something bad. Look at this. This is terrible, guys. The Memphis man accused of killing his girlfriend and then throwing their 2-year-old daughter in the Mississippi River more than 3 years ago will stand trial in court on Monday. Brandon Isabel, now 28, faces multiple felony counts in the 2002 murder of 27-year-old Danielle Hoyle and their newborn daughter, Kennedy. A shame. Mm. Mm-mm-mm. All right, let me take off of that. Y'all, I hate to quote Lamont, but you got to stay prayed up, okay? Stay prayed up, y'all, because there's bad stuff going on out here. Anyway, you guys have a good evening. We will get caught up on some other things. It's kind of hard when you're in trial mode because it's hard to stay caught up on everything. But we'll try to do a little bit of catch up because I've been all of the cases that we've been following that are kind of a little bit stagnant right now. I've been doing some catch up, and some people are going to trial soon, so we'll have some catch up. And ooh, any of you guys have? Let me see what. Okay. Okay. All right, we'll talk tomorrow. I'm not sure what time. Just make sure your notifications are set. If there's nothing too much going on after I finish my live on Love Lies and Lace Fronts, we might go ahead and start up this. And then when they take their lunch break, we'll get caught up on whatever else is going on. Okay. I will see you guys later. Have a wonderful evening. Justice for Secoriea. The good thing about what we're watching, even though it might seem depressing and all of those things, it's not. It's good because Secoria's family is finally getting some justice. They're getting to tell their story. They're getting to expose the people who were creating chaos in the neighborhood. And it's their time to have their stories told, and the people that need to be held to account to help be held to account. So don't take this as a negative, that this is bad and all of those things. This is actually good because Julian needs to Julian needs to sit there and listen from another perspective what he and his cohorts were doing that night, and how many people that they hurt doing this, and nobody forgot. And they're going to hold you to account, period. So anyway, they've waited a long time, absolutely a long time. That little girl should be 13 years old right now, finishing up her middle school, getting ready to go to high school next year. She said she wanted to go to Spelman College. Her mom, they set up a scholarship, and they awarded their first scholarship, I think, this year to a young lady going to Spelman College. So it was Secoria's dream to go to Spelman, and they have been actively working and raising money for a scholarship fund in Secoria's name, and awarded a young lady with monies to go towards her education in Secoria's name. Isn't that beautiful? So yeah. Okay, you guys have a good evening, and we will continue to watch and give witness to and send our support through the airwaves to the Turner family, who are waiting for justice for little Secoriea, who was killed on 4th of July in 2020. Terrible. Okay, you guys have a good night. I will see y'all tomorrow, and we'll keep going. Okay, take care, y'all. Have a good night.